I'm having technical difficulties right now, but thank you for taking your time out of the day and doing this with me. So, my name is Stephanie, and today I'm going to be trying to persuade you not to be drinking and driving. It was Cinco de Mayo of 2015, and school was finally over for the weekend. I was very excited to celebrate, so my friends and I rushed out of school, got in the car, rolled down our windows, and blasted music on the way home. As we were driving, I noticed the car next to us was trying to cut us off, speeding and swerving into our lane. Once I realized who it was a girl and a boy, which were a couple that we were having problems with at school. So we thought it was the best decision to just slow down and let them pass us up. Unfortunately, like two lights later, we did see them get into a horrible car accident. They caused a three motor vehicle incident, and they ended up on the opposite side of the road. Our first reaction was to pull over and jump out of the car to go help them. As we tried to get the girl out of the driver's side, her door was busted in, so we had to break the door. We had to break the window to get her out. She thanked us, but she was like freaking out. There's a lot of open beer in her car floor, and she knew that the cops were on her way, so she knew she had made a mistake. Once the cops got there, my friends and I told the cops what we seen, and then we just left the scene. The next day at school, she thanked me for helping her get out of the car, and she just told me that she had court. Honestly, I never checked back in with her after that, but I did hear that she had probation and that she had a lot of fines to pay after that. She caused a lot of damage to herself, and she even sent people to the hospital that day. So today I would like to persuade you to not drink and drive because it is breaking the law, it impairs motor skills, and causes death. The first reason you shouldn't drink and drive is because it is breaking the law. Many people don't think about the criminal outcome that comes from operating a motor vehicle while intoxicated. Evidence 1. Because state considers driving a privilege and not a right, as a condition of leniency, a person is presumed to consent to chemical testing upon arrest for alcohol impairing driving. So when my cousin got pulled over, he either had the option to take a breath test or to go to jail. So he took his breath test and he obviously failed. He did end up going to jail that night. He had a post bill, and his consequences were getting a DUI on his record, and um, he had a lot of fines to pay, and he had to do alcohol classes. So it was very difficult for him to get jobs after that until he had to take care of it. So he worked really hard to take care of that situation. The second reason you shouldn't drink and drive is because it impairs your skills. Alcohol affects the brain and messes with your senses. Evidence 2. Mr. George Smith drove his electric motor cab, crashed into the building, swerving from one side of the road to another. So this goes in hand with the story I'm about to tell you of my friend who was at the party, and she thought she was okay to get behind the wheel, and but obviously you can tell that she was slurring her words and rolling her eyes back. She was not at the senses to get behind the wheel. Um, she thanks us for not letting her go out and drive home that night because we wouldn't know what happened. She obviously wasn't at the right state of mind to drive. The third reason you shouldn't drink and drive is because it causes death. It doesn't get no more simple than this. Don't drink and drive. Like, it really kills people. But even so, 36,560 Americans died in car accidents in 2018, about as many as were killed by guns. Um, so there's many what ifs in the situation of my brother and his car accident. Both my brother and the other party involved had alcohol in their system. So I always think about what if my brother didn't have alcohol in before he started driving, and what if that guy didn't drink those 3 beers before leaving work that day? What if my brother would have still been here today? So this leads on to what I have talked to you about today. I have talked to you about 3 major reasons why you shouldn't drink and drive. It is breaking the law, impairs motor skills, and causes death. Before I leave you today, I would like you to think about someone who struggles with alcohol. Call them and let them know that you care about them so much that you want them to get home safe. Please don't be that person who puts people's lives in danger because of a dumb choice. Thank you so much for listening, guys. I appreciate it.